Some footage doesn't ask for your opinion. It just sits there and forces you to decide what you're actually looking at. Today, we're going to be looking at multiple different cameras catching the same pressure from different angles. Obviously, not theories here. Just what happened when enforcement finally showed up and the people spend years calling it optional had to react. Now, we're going to open with the part that usually gets memory hold the fastest.
People screaming and all that, and they pulled the man out, and as they pulled him out, he started screaming.
Police say they found one car with 3 people inside. 2 of them died at the scene. The other was airlifted for medical treatment, but later passed as well. Quindell Woods didn't want to show his face on camera, but tells me he walked out of his front door to the horrific scene.
I mean, it's wrenching. I mean, it hurts. I mean, I felt it, even though I'm not the family member, but I felt that whole thing. I mean, I just prayed that God was with him.
Police say the driver of the second car involved, Javier Penasola, has been charged with felony hit and run after a police canine team tracked the suspect away from the crash site. Penasola's car was found in a creek not far from the scene. Now, we are still waiting on the names of the victims of that crash. Salisbury PD tells me they're still working to notify family members. They also say more charges could be coming.
3 people dead in Salisbury. The man who hit them had prior convictions, prior ICE contact, and still walked free long enough to do this. And when the charging documents came out, the race box said white. As we've been saying, this is it's becoming a pretty common practice. For real. That's not a clerical error. That's a system that will rather rewrite the category than admit the category was the problem the whole time. You can feel the math they were trying to protect, right? Now, from body count to the people who still think the solution is better than signaling.
This is Jomani Williams. He is a New York City public advocate, which is actually an elected position. And in this clip, he's teaching New Yorkers, and specifically illegal migrants, how they can obstruct ICE raids.
Out to New York immigration, Hands Off NYC, who have been putting forth what to do if you see ICE. We've been handing out whistles. We ran out of whistles, but you have a whistle. There is now a universally recognized way to let folks know that ICE is in the neighborhood. If you see ICE, you do 3 short bursts with your whistle. 3 short bursts. You can repeat them, but there should be 3 short bursts if you believe that ICE is nearby. And we will demonstrate now. 1, 2, 3. One more time. That just means you see ICE nearby. If you see ICE causing harm to your community, they are trying to abduct a community member, they are going into businesses, they are generally causing fear and harm in the community, that is a code red. That means there's activity happening right now, and you would do 3 long bursts with your whistle. We'll demonstrate now. 1, 2, 3. So you repeat 3 long bursts so that folks know there's ICE activity happening now and that needs an immediate response.
So you have a New York City public official teaching black people how to resist law enforcement. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? But why not get people together in the community and pick up trash, plant trees, plant flowers, get kids together and form a baseball game, help read to the elderly, help old people out. I mean, getting the community together to teach them how to resist law enforcement, specifically within a community that has notoriously repeated again and again and again that they are the victims of violent crime from law enforcement. This is just it's not a good idea. What are we doing?
I definitely misspoke. I said solution is better than signaling, but they think the solution is better signaling, rather. An elected official in New York standing in the street teaching people the whistle code so they can scatter when federal agents appear. This is not mutual aid. This is a official or office holder, right? Treating the law like a game of hide and seek that only one side is allowed to play. When the people writing the rules start coaching the other team on how to break them, the rules were already dead. They just hadn't been buried yet. Now, I want you to watch it move from coaching to direct cash intervention.
You guys, I'm live from Linda Vista with the fruit vendor where I just bought him out because his safety is #1 right now. As you guys know, ICE was just active here in Linda Vista. And so helping out the street vendors in your area, helping vulnerable people is going to be the next step that you can take right now as we speak. So get down here, you guys, grab some free fruit and support your local vendors in the area.
These people need to be arrested. I don't know how they get away with it. All they're doing is aiding a foreign invasion. They're aiding criminals. They're aiding people who should not be in the country, evade federal law enforcement and evade deportation. And if you take a look at it, it's not just this post. He's not just getting illegal street vendors off the street. His entire account is this. Maskless, shameless kidnappers. He's alerting every location that ICE goes in San Diego. This is his entire account. Here's his profile. He is a self-admitted activist, and his entire account is basically just documenting where ICE is, where the officers are, and telling illegals to stay away from these locations. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. His entire life is aiding illegals. This guy needs to be arrested.
So he bought the entire cart, not because the fruit was good, because ICE was close and the vendor needed to vanish. Man, that's a man using donated money to actively remove evidence from the street. The same voices that would lecture you about root causes would never call this what it is. Organized obstruction. With a smile and a Venmo. Yeah, some people will still try the physical route.
Calles de Passaic, entre la Burgess y Lexington. Mucho cuidado. Ice out! Ice out! Oh!
Whoa, ice out! Ice out! Ice out! Call the police! Call the police! Call the police, bro! Ice out! 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 Ice out!
Arrestaron a uno, por favor, mucho cuidado entre la Presi de la Lexington y la Burgess. Por favor, mucho cuidado los que andan en Passaic. ¡Yo! ¡Leave him alone!
Ice out! Ice out! Ice out, bro!
What's your name, boy? Take off your mask, boy. It's illegal to wear a mask in New Jersey. Take off your mask. Yeah, take off your mask, motherfucker.
So they used to call this community defense. Now, the same cameras that were supposed to protect the obstructionists are the reason he's on the ground in handcuffs. When the only thing standing between the agent and the target is a civilian who decided he was the new authority, the outcome is usually short and ugly. The lawn is, and how do I say? It didn't care about the hashtag. How do I say that? Then the sound, man, let's just say it hits different.
Wow. What happened? Oh my God, what's going on? It's ridiculous, man. Yeah. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. I know. Ridiculous, man. You guys should be ashamed, bro. Yeah, that's the mom.
That's why she's screaming right here. She right here.
So, a mother screaming so hard, her voice cracks. And then she launched both slippers at the vehicles as they put off with her son. Now, the pain is real. Nobody with a pulse can watch that and feel nothing. But the policy that put a removable person and a protected person in the same household for years is what produced that scream. Now, compassion that refuses to look at the architecture that created the mixed status family just delayed cruelty with better lighting. Now, this is the last one. And it lands on a part that doesn't make the evening news.
Yeah, be careful. ICE ain't playing. They took 5 of my men. We stopped at the gas station at QT in Alpharetta, and they took my man. ICE is crazy, bro. Y'all better hug y'all loved ones. It ain't safe out here no more.
This is great to see. I mean, we want to see every single person in the country illegally deported. And here are the comments. Stay safe, officers. I voted for this. My tax dollars at work. We have a couple liberals in here. My tax dollars at work. When Obama and Clinton were deporting, not a word. Laws were just being enforced. So this is a general consensus. We want this. We want these people deported. And just keep in mind that the only reason why Democrats want illegals is because their donors, their big transnational companies, want this cheap illegal workforce. And House Democrats have said this over and over again. That's what it's all about for Democrats. Cheap foreign labor and importing votes. That is it.
So, 2 men head into a job site. One of them doesn't make it past the gas station. Every time that happens, a job that was being done off, the books suddenly has to be filled by somebody who can actually be on the books. That's not theory either. That's the quiet math happening on construction sites, from Atlanta to every other city that spent years pretending the labor force was permanent. Now, what you're watching isn't random, right? It's the moment the country stopped arguing about the principle and started dealing with the receipt. One side spent a decade insisting that any enforcement was just simply violence. The other side kept saying a nation without a working door eventually stops being a nation. Now, these 6 different cameras, they didn't pick a side. They just recorded what the side that rejected the door looked like when the door finally closed. Some people will still call agents the villains. Some will call the mother the only human in the story. Both can be true at the same time and still miss the larger point. A country that cannot decide who's allowed to stay will eventually lose the ability to protect the people who were already here. And that's not ideology, man. That's just what happens when the expectation becomes the operating system. You saw the whistle. You saw the fruit cart. You saw the slippers. You saw the charging document that tried to change a man's race before it changed the policy. Now decide what that adds up to. I'm not telling you the answer. I'm telling you the footage is no longer optional. So if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to comment the word door. And for rulers are not a terror for good conduct, but to bad, he is God's servant for your good. This is Romans 13, 3-4. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. Peace.